In this video, I want to show you inside the iGloo editor and how you can begin building your own pages with inside iGloo. So the first step is to create a section, and the sections are marked in blue. So when you hover your mouse over here, you can see you've got a section. Now to go ahead and edit anything, you can click on, for example, the section. You can see I've got these blue options, and if I click on the style button over here, I can then go through and adjust the color of the background for my section, okay? What I can then do is add a column layout to my section, and for your columns, they're going to be basically the place where you can add on different types of elements. So you can select the type of layout that you want for your column. So let's say we want to first of all create a header navigation. What we could do is select something like that, and now we have a section, and section highlighted in blue, and we also have our row over here. So then what we want to do, once we've created our section, we've added our row columns, what we want to do is go through and select elements and drag and drop them into the columns. So I'm going to go through and select an image and drag and drop it over here, and then I'm going to go select my image over here and simply select maybe this logo like that. Okay, great, so I've got a nice looking logo. Now to edit or customize anything on here, what we do is simply click on it and then select the style option over here, and we can adjust the image size, for example, like this. And maybe I also want to go through and adjust the padding on this section so that it's not so wide. So what I can do is just simply drag and drop this over here. You can just drag it to maybe something like 10. You've also got this padding down here. You can see on all the sides over there, like that. And that looks quite good now, okay? Now we can also go through and add in our navigation bar on this little section over here. So we can go through and adjust this. I'll just click on that and maybe drag it down slightly. And what I also want to do is click on this row over here and go into the settings. And I also want to adjust the padding on the row. So I'm going to maybe make it something like 4 and 4 like that. Okay, so it's a nice kind of size right now. So let's go through and add some menu items by double clicking on there and saying, for example, home. I could say demo and maybe features. Let's just double click on that and features. Okay, great. Now if you go ahead and create your row and you want to change it, what you can do is simply click on here and go to this little layouts icon, and it's also available directly up here as well, and then you can go through and select a different layout. So maybe in this example you would want to have a little 3-column one, and you might want to add a button over here as well. So let's go through and select a button. Just drag and drop it like that, and what I would do is maybe select a different preset, something like that maybe, for example, and I'll bring the text size down, and I'm also going to change the text to say join now. Okay, and for this one again, I'm going to click on there and click again and adjust the padding of this button. So I'm going to bring it down like that, and I'd also want to go through and to my container settings and to the margin, and I want to just add some spacing at the top so that it kind of sits nicely in the middle of this section. Okay, great, so this is looking quite good so far, and maybe I want to go through and just adjust the settings and just bring this button to the left so it's a bit closer to the navigation. And already we have a really nice looking header navigation. Again, if you want to change any image, you just simply double click on it and you can go through and select an image. Maybe we'll bring this one down as well, some top margin at the top like that. And that looks really good, okay? So again, what we can do is add another building block by clicking on the blue button to create a new section, and we can add a new column layout. So maybe we want to select this one column over here. I'm going to go grab a headline and just drag and drop it over here and say creating web pages is simple in iGloo, okay? And again, for everything, what you can do is simply click on it, select the style, and you can adjust the size like so, just simply by dragging like that. You can adjust the text fonts, maybe something like that. And yeah, it's really, really simple to go ahead and do that, okay? Again, inside your row, you can drag as many elements as you like inside your rows. So maybe I'll drag that one and just put it down a little bit and adjust that size like this. Okay, and so maybe you want to add a different color to this background of this section. So what we could do is again click over here and then go to the background, and we can also add on gradient colors. Okay, so maybe you want to have a nice 2-color gradient. What you could do is simply select, you know, your first color, maybe something like that, and then your second color down here, And we've got a really nice kind of gradient. And maybe I want to make this one radial, so it has like a middle like that, or maybe even horizontal, depending on whatever looks good for you, okay? And I'll make this text color white. Now on the text, you can also add on things like shadows, so maybe you want to have like a little shadow on your text like that. Or maybe you want to add some kind of blur to the shadow, so it's not so sharp on the edges. And you can also adjust this like that. Or maybe you want to add like a glow effect onto your shadow like that. Okay, so you can play around with these kind of settings as well inside of here. And maybe you want to add an animation to your text. Just simply click on this button over here, and let's say slide down long, or even maybe skew left long like this. And that's looking really good. So as you can see, you can begin building up pages however you like by simply clicking on this plus button on the blue section to create a section. Then again, you just simply select a 3-column layout or any type of layout you like. If you don't like it, you simply click on that, go to your layouts, and you can select a different type of layout, okay? And then again, you just simply go through and click, drag and drop your elements, and then select them, like so. You can duplicate items by simply clicking on them, like this, and then selecting the duplicate button over there. And then what you could do is double click on the icon and select another icon like that. And it's that quick to go through and begin adding content onto your pages. Okay, so that's about it in terms of a basic walkthrough of the editor. In the next video, we're going to show you more in depth into every other element and things that you need to know in terms of editing. One other thing that I want to quickly show you is for some of the elements we also have presets. So I'm just going to drag and drop this button over here to show you an example. If you click on the style button, you'll see we've got this little icon saying presets. And this is for some of the elements. For example, the counter timers have presets, the navigation has some presets, even the social buttons have presets in a different place, and I'll show you that as well in a second. So what we can do is adjust things like the text style. We can adjust the padding on the sides of the button like this. And yeah, you can go through and select any type of preset over here for your button, okay? You can also add an icon onto your button. Let's say, for example, an apple. You can adjust the side that it's on. You can adjust the size of your icon like this. And you can also add on some credit cards directly underneath your button like that. Okay. One other thing is I'll just show you as well for the social buttons. If we just add one down over here, you'll be able to see we've got the presets on this drop down menu over here. So some of them are on the preset on the main navigation, and some of them are just in this little preset type for some of the elements. Okay, so again, that's just a quick walkthrough inside the iGloo editor.